Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. The morning air was crisp and sweet, carrying a hint of the incoming spring. Sunshine flooded through the large bedroom windows, warming the elegant bridal suite. Heather stood before the mirror, her eyes sparkling with delight as she took in her reflection. Her wedding day had arrived, and she felt like a princess in a fairy tale, ready to embark on a new chapter with her prince. "Wow," she whispered, her heart fluttering. "Is that really me?" The strapless white leather dress hugged her curves perfectly, accentuating her slim waist and F. The smooth, supple fabric shone in the light, a unique and daring choice for a wedding gown. She loved the way it made her feel bold and beautiful, a perfect expression of her personality. And it wasn't just the dress. The entire ensemble was a statement. White leather stiletto heels, a dainty leather choker with a delicate silver heart pendant, and a matching clutch completed the look. She had always marched to the beat of her own drum, and today was no exception. A soft knock on the door snapped her out of her reverie. "Come in," she called, turning slightly as the door opened. Her friend and bridesmaid, Sarah, stepped inside, her face lighting up at the sight of Heather. "Oh my God, you look incredible!" she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. "That dress is everything. You are going to blow John away." Heather's excitement built up even more at the mention of her fiancé. "I can't wait to see his reaction," she said, biting her lip. "It's been hard keeping this a secret from him, but I wanted today to be perfect, a day we'll always remember." Sarah smiled warmly and closed the distance between them. She took Heather's hands in hers and squeezed gently. "You two are perfect for each other. Today is going to be amazing, and I'm so honored to be a part of it." "Thank you," Heather said, her voice thick with emotion. "And thank you for helping me with all the planning. I know I wanted a short engagement, but pulling off a wedding in 3 months is no small feat." "It was my pleasure," Sarah assured her. "And I know John is just as grateful. He's been floating on cloud 9 ever since you said yes. This day means the world to both of you." Heather smiled, her heart full. "It really does. John has brought so much love and stability into my life. I feel incredibly lucky to have found him." She paused, her gaze softening as memories flashed through her mind. "You know, when I first transitioned, I never imagined I'd find someone who would love and accept me for who I am. But John did. He sees me, truly sees me, and loves me unconditionally." Sarah's eyes shone with unshed tears as she listened to her friend. "He's a wonderful man, and he adores you. Your journey hasn't always been easy, but it's made you the strong, amazing woman you are today. And John respects and admires that about you." Heather nodded, her throat tight with emotion. She and Sarah had been through so much together, and Sarah had been her rock during the tougher times. "I know," she said softly. "And I'm grateful every day that we have each other. Our little support group has seen us through breakups, bad dates, and all the challenges of dating while trans. But today is about love and new beginnings." "Absolutely," Sarah agreed, her voice brimming with happiness. "Now, we should get going. Your Prince Charming is waiting for his princess, and this is a moment he's been eagerly anticipating." "You're right," Heather said, taking a steadying breath and straightening her posture. "Let's do this. I'm ready to marry the love of my life." With a final glance in the mirror, Heather took Sarah's arm, and together they left the bridal suite, ready to embark on the ceremony that would unite them forever. The wedding venue, a quaint rustic barn surrounded by lush gardens, was filled with laughter and conversation as guests mingled, awaiting the bride's arrival. Soft classical music played in the background, creating a relaxed and joyful atmosphere. John stood at the altar, his heart pounding in his chest as he watched the guests take their seats. He felt nervous and excited, his eyes scanning the crowd for any sign of his bride. He knew Heather loved to make an entrance, and he couldn't wait to see what surprise she had in store for their special day. His best man, Matt, stood by his side, offering a reassuring smile. "She'll be here soon, buddy," he said, clapping John on the shoulder. Just remember to breathe and enjoy every moment. Today is all about you and Heather." John managed a nervous chuckle. "I know. I feel like my heart is going to pound right out of my chest. I just want everything to be perfect for her." "It will be," Matt assured him. "And remember, she's probably just as nervous as you are. But that's all part of the magic." John nodded, his gaze flicking toward the entrance, his heart skipping a beat as he caught a glimpse of movement. His breath caught in his throat as Heather appeared, looking radiant and stunning in her unconventional wedding dress. She floated down the aisle, her eyes locked on his, a serene smile on her face. John felt his nerves melt away, replaced by awe and adoration. Heather looked like an angel, a vision of beauty and grace. He couldn't take his eyes off her, his heart swelling with love and pride. This was the moment he had been waiting for, the moment he would marry the love of his life. As Heather drew closer, John noticed the unique choice of attire, his brow furrowing slightly in surprise. But any questions he had faded away as their eyes met, and he saw the love and happiness shining in her gaze. This was Heather, his bold, beautiful fiancée, and he loved everything about her. The ceremony, officiated by a close friend, was personalized and heartfelt. The couple exchanged vows they had written themselves, their voices shaking with emotion. They pledged their love and commitment, promising to support and cherish each other through life's ups and downs. John," he began, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "Take you, Heather, to be my wife. To have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until we are parted by death. I promise to love and support you always, to respect and honor you, and to stand by your side through whatever life brings our way." Tears streamed down Heather's face as she listened to the man of her dreams pledge his undying love and devotion. She felt immensely grateful to have found someone who accepted and loved her for who she truly was. Heather," she said, her voice strong and steady despite the emotions swirling within her. "Take you, John, to be my husband, to love, honor, and cherish you through joy and sorrow, in success and struggle, to support and encourage you in your dreams, to laugh with you in happiness, to comfort you in times of need, and to forever be your faithful partner. I give you my hand, my heart, and my love from this day forward for as long as we both shall live." John felt tears pricking at the corners of his eyes as he listened to Heather's heartfelt vows. He knew he was incredibly lucky to have found someone who understood and accepted him so completely. The couple exchanged rings, simple silver bands that symbolized their eternal love and commitment. As the officiant pronounced them husband and wife, John leaned in and kissed his bride passionately, their love and happiness radiating throughout the venue. The reception that followed was a lively celebration, with music, dancing, and laughter filling the air. Heather and John, now Mr. and Mrs., were beaming with joy as they made their grand entrance into the beautifully decorated reception hall. "I can't believe we're finally married!" Heather exclaimed, her eyes sparkling as she took in the twinkling lights and elegant table settings. "It feels like a dream." John slipped his arms around her waist and pulled her close, his eyes full of love. "It does, doesn't it? But it's real, my love. We're husband and wife, and I couldn't be happier." As the newlyweds took to the dance floor for their first dance, their friends and family members looked on, their eyes shining with happiness for the couple. Heather and John moved gracefully to the slow, romantic ballad, their eyes locked on each other, lost in their own little world. "You look so beautiful tonight, my wife," John whispered, his breath warm against Heather's ear as they swayed to the music. "I still can't believe you kept your dress a secret. It's perfect, just like you." Heather blushed, feeling incredibly loved and desired. "Thank you," she murmured, her head resting gently on his shoulder. "I wanted today to be special, a day we'd always remember, and I wanted to express my unique style. I'm glad you like it." "Like it?" John smiled, his eyes crinkling with affection. "I love it. You always know how to surprise and delight me, Heather. You're a constant reminder that life is full of beauty and wonder." As the song drew to a close, the couple received a hearty round of applause and cheers from their delighted guests. The rest of the evening was a blur of well wishes, toasts, and lively dancing. Heather and John basked in the love and support of their loved ones, creating memories that would forever hold a special place in their hearts. The honeymoon suite, a luxurious haven with a breathtaking view, awaited the newlyweds. As they entered, hand in hand, they couldn't help but marvel at the elegant surroundings. "Wow," Heather breathed, taking in the plush furnishings and the panoramic view of the city skyline. "This is incredible, John. I can't believe we're really here." John pulled her close, his eyes full of love and admiration. "It's all for you, my love. I wanted our honeymoon to be perfect, a celebration of our new life together." Heather snuggled into his embrace, feeling incredibly blessed. "It's absolutely perfect," she said softly, her eyes taking in the romantic ambiance. "I feel like the luckiest girl, a fairy tale princess." The suite featured a luxurious bed adorned with soft, silky linens, a deep soaking tub, and a private balcony where the couple could enjoy their morning coffee while taking in the view. A bottle of champagne, fresh fruit, and chocolate-dipped strawberries added to the indulgent atmosphere. "A bubble bath sounds divine," Heather remarked, her eyes lighting up at the sight of the luxurious bathroom. "I can't wait to relax and unwind after all the excitement of the wedding." "Absolutely," John agreed, pouring 2 flutes of champagne. "Let's toast to our future together. To many more adventures, my love." Heather raised her glass, her heart full to bursting. "To new beginnings and a lifetime of love and happiness." As they sipped their champagne, the sun set, bathing the room in a warm, golden glow. The city lights twinkled in the distance, a mesmerizing sight that added to the magical atmosphere. Later, as they snuggled under the soft sheets, Heather rested her head on John's chest, listening to the steady rhythm of his heart. "You know," she said softly, tracing circles on his chest. "Sarah told me about your past relationships." John stiffened slightly, his arm tightening around her. "Oh," he said, his voice cautious. "I know I've mentioned my ex-wife, but I haven't shared much about my dating history." Heather nodded, her finger continuing its gentle path. "You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to," she said, understanding reflected in her voice. "But Sarah told me you've had some difficult experiences. I just want you to know that I'm here for you, to listen and support you however I can." John was silent for a moment, his eyes fixed on the ceiling as he gathered his thoughts. "It's true," he eventually said, his voice low and slightly hoarse. "My marriage ended years ago, and since then I've had a few relationships that didn't quite work out. I've been hurt and disappointed, but I've also grown and learned a lot about myself." Heather raised herself up on one elbow, looking down at him with tender concern. "I'm sorry if I'm prying, John, but I just want you to know that I'm here for you. You don't have to go through anything alone anymore." John's features softened as he reached up to stroke her cheek. "Thank you, Heather," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "That means more than you know. You're right, I've been hurt before, but that was before I found you. My past experiences only make me more grateful for what we have. You've brought light and love back into my life, and I cherish you for it." Heather smiled, her heart swelling with love for this tender, sensitive man. "We all have our share of heartache," she said softly. "But it's made us stronger and brought us to this place, together. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and that our paths were always meant to converge." John pulled her close, his eyes shining with unshed tears. "I feel the same way, my love. Our meeting wasn't a coincidence. It was fate, and I'm grateful every day that you came into my life." Their lips met in a passionate kiss, their hearts overflowing with love and gratitude. As they settled into each other's embrace, the worries and concerns of the past melted away, replaced by the warm comfort of being exactly where they belonged. The private jet, a luxurious and spacious aircraft, became their cozy haven for the next leg of their journey. Heather snuggled into the plush seat, her head resting on John's shoulder as she gazed out the window at the cotton candy-like clouds. "This is incredible," she said, her voice laced with wonder. "I feel like we're on top of the world." John squeezed her hand, a proud smile on his face. "I wanted our honeymoon to be memorable. We worked hard to plan the perfect wedding, and now it's time to relax and enjoy each other's company." Heather's heart swelled with love for this thoughtful man. "It's been absolutely perfect so far. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world." She paused, her gaze softening as she studied his profile. "You know, it's not just the grand gestures, John. It's the little things you do every day that make me feel loved and appreciated." John turned toward her, his eyes warm and full of affection. "And you do the same for me, my love. It's the little moments, the quiet conversations, the way you make me feel like the only man in the world. Those are the things I cherish most." Heather's eyes shimmered with unshed tears as she listened to her husband's heartfelt words. "We make a good team, don't we?" she said softly, reaching up to stroke his cheek. "The best," John agreed, leaning in to capture her lips with his. Their kiss deepened, a tangible expression of the love and passion that bound them together. As the jet continued its smooth ascent, Heather felt herself drifting into a peaceful slumber, John's steady presence by her side. The worries and stresses of wedding planning and the flurry of activity leading up to their big day faded away, replaced by a deep sense of contentment and love. She felt safe and loved in John's embrace, their future stretching out before them, full of promise and endless possibilities. The couple visited exotic locations, creating unforgettable memories. They strolled hand in hand along picturesque beaches, swam in crystal-clear waters, and explored vibrant cities, immersing themselves in the local culture and cuisine. Every experience was heightened by the presence of the one they loved. Each new adventure a treasure to be savored and stored in their hearts forever. But even the most magnificent journeys must come to an end, and as the newlyweds boarded their flight home, Heather felt a surge of excitement and anticipation. The honeymoon had been a dream come true, but now she looked forward to returning to their cozy home, to the familiar surroundings and the start of their new life together. "It's been incredible, hasn't it?" John murmured, his eyes warm as he watched Heather settle into the seat beside him. "But I must admit, I can't wait to sleep in our own bed again." Heather smiled, her eyes shining with happiness. "Me too. Our house felt like a home the moment I first stepped inside. It's where our love and happiness reside." As the plane soared through the clouds, Heather reflected on the journey that had brought her to this moment. From the excitement of planning her unique wedding to the magical honeymoon, it had been a whirlwind of love and joy. But the true adventure she knew was the life she would build with John by her side, a future filled with love, laughter, and all the ups and downs that made their bond even stronger. "You're quiet," John remarked, his brow creasing slightly as he studied her face. "Everything okay?" Heather smiled, reaching for his hand. "I'm perfect," she assured him, squeezing his hand gently. "Just reflecting on our journey so far. It's been the happiest time of my life, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us." John's features softened, and he pulled her closer, his eyes never leaving hers. "Me too, my love. Our future is bright, and I'm grateful every day that you chose me to walk by your side." Heather's heart overflowed with love and gratitude for this gentle, compassionate man who had captured her heart. "I chose you," she said softly, her voice thick with emotion, "because you see the real me. You love and accept me for who I am, and you make me want to be a better person. I feel incredibly blessed to have found you, John." Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.